Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together!
Alright, we wander the vineyards for a little while longer before we decide to return to the Hierophant's main hall.
As opposed to the many other halls, which all have this image.
Everything is silent here as well. It's a little eerie having the same repeated statue, like mural on the maybe glass. It's a lot mosaic. Save for the distant murmur of the Hierophant and Valerius. Nadia was right earlier. It is peaceful here and very horny. It feels safe. Am I unsafe?
Hi.
So the thing is, you have to realize when people go, I feel really safe with you, that means that you need something to be saved from. Mm-hmm. So in this case, at least with Corazon, like, technically you could argue going, you don't have a body, there's a lot of stuff coming down around your head, there's an element of you are unsafe, basically, going on. So you're going, I feel safe here. Which also, though, to me, kind of cracks me up, because I'm like, if the devil was that easily able to fuck with another Arcana, I really don't see why.
Why you would feel safe.
At all.
On the other hand, perhaps it creates artificially a feeling of safety.
Oh! Yeah, that's always possible.
It feels safe. Even if I am not literally safe and wouldn't feel that way on my own.
Especially if I was going to be, like, logical about it and go, yeah, there's all these things, but I feel safe anyway. Like, I have that a lot where I'm like, I should not feel like this. There's all this other crap going on. And then you go, yeah, but I do anyway. And you're like, shit.
Damn.
We're about to turn down another path when we hear 3 loud bangs coming from the large double doors out front.
Okay, hang on. So we went into the main area. You can hear the Hierophant and Valerius over there. We decide to take a path in that area, and there are double doors out front of that building, I guess? Alright.
I don't understand the geography, the topography, the location very well, the architecture.
Right. That one. Oh, what now? Honestly, it's not about you, Nadia.
I was about to say, Nadia?
But
what
also...
the fuck, honey?
Also, you did have Astra wanting to send you all the courtiers, and it's through doors, so maybe it's that, dear.
Also, you haven't seen all the courtiers yet.
Exactly.
And we're gonna keep pushing, where the fuck is Valdemar?
And the thing is, Nadia, you really did just sort of leave Astra stranded of, I need to see all of them. And then we just sort of spent a lot of time here, even after resolving Valerius, and just nothing.
Well, you know, time flows differently, except when it doesn't in between doors, or when it does.
I was like, how are you communicating with Astra that I want to hang about a bit and, you know, make out with my, with the apprentice before you send the next person?
Oh, God. Anyway,
but also, unless it's a door that Astra set up for you, this is not about you because it's not your realm.
Yeah, so chill out.
Honestly.
We rush back towards the main hall.
But you were in the main hall.
What? That's... The Hierophant and Valerius emerged from a side room, looking disgruntled.
Neither of them had a good time.
It was a bad time, to be had by all. What?
How unnecessarily rude.
What? Knocking on the door, even if it's loud, your first thought
is
rudeness, not, hey, by the way, we've been dealing with all this stuff with the devil, there might be an emergency going on.
We walked in without using a door at all, but knocking is rude.
What the absolute fuck?
Maybe the Hierophant's thing is hospitality?
Or maybe the Hierophant's thing is basically a cultural detail that we're not privy to, which is you don't knock like that on the door, you open the door and you announce yourself.
Or something, yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I'm really baffled by this, because this just seems artificial drama.
The wrong number of knocks, knocked too loudly, knocked at the wrong time. You shouldn't be knocking, who knows.
Right?
But it's offensive for reasons.
For reasons. He strolls over cautiously to the door, and slowly swings it open.
It swings open on its own.
It.
Get out of my way! I'm not here for you, Ram!
I think it's a little bit too much.
I know it is, sorry.
More fuck boy.
Get out of my way. I'm not here for you, Ram. A little better.
Lucio strides past the Hierophant into the room, head held high like he believes he belongs here.
I keep wanting to find a more stable voice for Lucio. I just don't know enough about him, so every time I keep trying to pick one out, I keep going, doesn't feel right. And so then I keep being wishy-washy about it and not having a thing I want.
It's totally fine. I don't
But
mind.
it bugs me, because I want to settle on something.
Me too. I hate forgetting voices.
Or going, nothing feels right.
Yes.
Yes.
I also, okay, you're gonna forgive me.
Go.
Does everybody just have the ability to now just go to the Arcana realms whenever they want?
Well, Yeah, what is
Remember
Lucio
how we
doing
asked
here?
that before, though, going, how did Lucio get the body back when in Julian's route? Sorry, we're going to keep spoiling that route.
Yeah.
You really had to go through a whole process of, hi, I need other people's help and courtiers who are actually tied to basically the other realms. Even if you could argue that Lucio is, to some degree, he doesn't seem to have any fucking idea about how magic works, I guess.
Also,
they
I'm
don't
just
actually
like-
really establish anything, he just magically go everywhere.
And I'm like, yeah, it's difficult when you need a magician to be able to travel through the realms, because, you know, even Nadia, who's deeply connected to her Arcana and has visited them in the past on her own, couldn't do it without a magician's help. And so now he's here. Question mark? It's fine, I guess?
So maybe it's not him.
I don't know.
I don't know.
At any rate...
Like he believes, he belongs here.
There you are, Nadia. I've been looking everywhere for you, you know. Lucio, you've come quite a long way just to annoy us, haven't you? Get out.
You can't...
You see, I'd love to, Nadia. Really, I would, but... you've been busy over here, haven't you?
Okay, Nadia, you can't throw out... Like, right now, I imagine, even if you're going to make the mild argument that Hierophant has anything to do with hospitality, you're literally... You've walked into somebody else. Does the Arcana have any fucking power or not?
Okay, I was gonna go the direction of every time it's supposed to be the main character's choice, Nadia makes the choice. Now this realm literally belongs to the Hierophant, but Nadia's choosing for him.
Yes, I know. Also,
Nadia,
again,
I never want to be in charge. I always want to take a break. Oh my god, it's so much work. But I will jump in and do everyone else's work for them as well. It's a little contradictory.
I mean, yeah, but also, again, like, I'm just going, like, I don't understand what the power structure is here at all. If you're going to say these are the Arcana, you need to deeply respect them, blah, 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 they're the realms, there's these unknowable beings, don't piss them off, blah, 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 whatever. Why the fuck? I'm fine.
Why
I
is
can't.
Nadia taking charge of this?
Yes.
Instead of the Hierophant? That worm, Vlastimil, came crawling up to me at my own party, complaining about what you did to him. And look at the console over there. Breaking the devil's chains? Naughty.
Okay. Don't talk to me.
Ew. I quite concur. Get out of my house. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
In fact,
you.
you should have been the first person to talk, and I appreciate that Lucio would have addressed Nadia, but Nadia literally doesn't have to respond to him. It's not her house that, like, she's the guest.
Yeah, this is your house.
Sir. Nadia takes a deep breath. A hand placed protectively on my shoulder for reasons? Why are...
I don't know.
And glares at Lucio.
Alright. If you came here to stop us, and weren't sent by Astra because Astra was doing a thing with doors, forget that. You will be sorely disappointed.
Okay, now I have another problem. I
Go.
just remembered. Remember how the devil was complaining that Lucio was in the way and he was trying to find Lucio? Why would then his courtiers that we were trying to stop and get to, remove the devil's connection to his courtiers, because we magically had that information, why would they go to Lucio? And why would Lucio stand up for the fucking devil and those people? What the hell is going on here?
Also,
this doesn't make any sense.
Why would Lucio want to hang out in the Arcana realms where he could more easily be found
By the devil?
I would assume, since the devil can move freely over here, but not on
And
Earth.
also, if you go into an Arcana's realm, I'm sorry, it's not like I've said, I think they could just pick you up and move you wherever the hell they wanted, do anything with you, so the Hierophant could literally be like, again, you knocked on the door and all I did was flick you out the other way. Like, I don't even have to open the door to you.
Yeet. Hi, it's guest Yeet. Lucio Yeet.
Lucio. I don't understand. This is actually really baffling right now.
Sorely disappointed. Stop you? Why would I come to stop you? Oh no, I came to join you.
What? Stunned silence overtakes the room. Okay, accurate. Nadia is the first to break it.
I don't
But
know
also,
if I'd be
again,
stunned so much as what?
Well, I'm just confused, because that's sort of like stunned in the way of, for me, I took that as a stunned, because like, wait, what? Huh? Again, though, like I said, this doesn't...
A pregnant pause ensues. Where everyone's...
What?
Excuse me. I believe I misheard you. You didn't. What am I getting out of my deals anymore? The devil bossing me around, and nothing left to show for it.
Except that the devil
Except that
hasn't been bossing you around, as far as I understand, from both the devil and you. You've actually been kind of running away from the devil, trying to avoid...
Forget any of that for half a second.
Okay.
Nothing to show for it. You literally have a body and have been brought back to life. What? As yourself, in the previous position you were in your last lifetime. So you've been restored to your lifetime. How is that nothing to show for it?
But that doesn't...
Oh wait, nothing to show for it. Great, we'll take the body back. Done, now you have nothing to show for it.
Well, I was also going to be like, in this particular route, apparently Lucio can just do that shit on his own. So yeah, what has the devil done for him anyway?
What have you done for me lately?
Yes. Ask not what your devil can do for you, but what you can do for your devil!
I was going to say, what you can do for you.
Yes.
And nothing left to show for it. Left? What did you have before?
What?
I got what I wanted. Why keep my deal with him when I'd rather make a deal with you?
Everybody looks at him funny. I'm sorry, we don't have that kind of supernatural power. Corazon, and if I get you in my chains, I'm sorry.
Oh, Faustian bargain, is that what we're looking for here?
That's what we're doing.
Well, Nadia can't do one of those because she's not that kind of magical, but I can.
I can. Oh, except not in this route.
You think you can change him. I made a Faustian bargain with him. We are not the same.
And every single hour I'll break one of your toes.
So, you just tell your little pet to wave their hand and break these chains for me, would you? I have a party to get to. Are you kidding me? Why should I? Is this Nadia responding?
I think it's us. I think.
I hope it's us, because, well, he's talking to Nadia, and then we'll respond instead of Nadia, it looks like.
Well, because he's been talking over you, and so finally you've probably had enough, and you're going, excuse me, I'm actually here. Stop talking about me in the third person.
Uh-huh.
Why should I? I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking, rather than going, are you kidding me?
No, the interesting thing is going, I would want to know, is the body he's got a thing from the devil? Because if you break the chains, he'll lose it. Sort of like, you no longer have a worm and a potato creature and etc. And, a sort of goat sheep monster thing once the chains are broken. If the thing that is, attached to his deals goes away, now, if he got the body himself, then that's a whole different other thing. But, that would be an important thing to know, because if we're trying to disconnect people from the devil so the devil's not strong, then removing Lucio would be very valuable. But you'd also want to remove your body from him, and so it wouldn't be why should I, it'd be, sure, give me my body back.
Right?
Because you want to remove him from the devil. It doesn't matter if you're helping him or not.
Well, it's also kind of like, okay, I like your question really of going yeah, if I break the chains, you're fucked, dude.
You should be, yes.
Yeah,
I'm going, that's our goal, has been to disconnect the devil's connections, so it shouldn't be a matter of, oh, do I help Lucio? Are you fucking kidding me? Or whatever. It should just be like, all right, give me what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to do this anyways, because I'm trying to break all the connections,
Right?
That's all I've got.
Okay.
But I think Corazon, if this is the reaction you have to have, would be more, why should I?
Yeah, I don't get the
Corazon never is the, are you kidding
Oh my god! Yeah,
no,
that's...
too level-headed.
Yeah.
And not indignant enough to be like, are you kidding me?
Right.
That would be my thought.
Yeah, so, why should I?
But I say, why should I also could technically be precursor to the, well, offer me something I want.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I want to do this anyways, because I need you disconnected from the devil,
right.
Like everyone, but I should get something out of it because you have something I need.
Right.
Which is part of this whole endeavor.
No kidding! Why should I?
Because you owe me. I let you use my body for years. Excuse me. Your body. You are a thief, Lucio. It was never yours. You squandered yours and then deprived Corazon because you were jealous.
Wait, what?
But Corazon wasn't using their own body either, but also squandered yours. You caught the plague. That's wasting your body. You should have stayed healthy. Should have thought that before you got sick.
Also, I'm like, because you were jealous? What?
Jealous of Corazon?
Well, I thought you just wanted to come back because you just want to live. I suppose living now is considered to be jealous?
The dead are jealous of the living. You have something I don't have anymore?
Right?
What?
Yeah, maybe?
But also, why specifically Corazon then?
Yeah.
Why not someone else?
Well, I thought it was because had talked about it before, was the fact that it's the fool's body. You can make it look like anything you want to. Mm-hmm. So Lucio couldn't just take anyone's body. I need specifically the fool's body, which Corazon
So
has
I can make
up.
it look like mine.
Yes, because I like looking like me.
But but that's not your body. On the other hand, we don't know what kind of, misdirection he's trying to do.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know what this is going on.
Jealous. Also, is that her opinion that he was jealous, or is this he was jealous?
Also, I'm going jealous in the sense of going... Okay, I have to say, that, so if we're going peak romance, stupid love triangle drama bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. Are we making the claim that Lucio was jealous of the attention that Corazon was getting, or your main character getting from Nadia? That was being slavished on you by Nadia, supposedly? Maybe? So is that what that line's supposed to mean? Because the only placement I have for that is that.
Well, and is that suggesting that Lucio was jealous of you before you died the first time? And so Nadia was paying attention to you back then?
Which sounds
weird.
Or
you were the most beautiful creature around, and by that I mean...
and Lucio also wanted you, because you're the hottest thing.
Everyone wants you. You are the standard of attractiveness, whether that be social, physical, whatever.
Regardless of the different cultural differences and priorities and classes.
He was jealous of you because everybody wanted you. Perhaps?
Perhaps?
Question mark?
What does that even mean? What?
There, the thief. I made a deal for this body. Oh, and what deal would that be? The ritual! First one? That was all me!
The ritual? You messed up.
Broken promises seem to be his thing.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Why are we all talking in circles, Nadia? Explain!
Also going,
what are you fucking talking about?
So question mark, the ritual, meaning the ritual used...
The first one?
To bring back the main character?
Is that what we're talking about?
Was he involved in that? I thought he was dead when that happened.
I thought he was too!
So, a different ritual?
Because I thought Lucio died before the main character did, actually. Or you died before him? This doesn't make sense.
Also going,
I'm
why
so
would
confused.
Astra ever... Well, and the thing is if the main character died first, why would Astra ever invite Lucio to the ritual to revive them? And if we're talking about a different ritual, why the hell are we just learning about it now?
And also, if nobody has any other memory, that would make sense. So Lucio... Because we've also never fucking bothered to ask Valerius any questions about anything? Or have any conversations with anyone?
That doesn't matter. It was supposed to be mine. Lucio, be quiet. Just for once in your life. Shut up.
Nadia rubs at her forehead. I do not do this, but I guess your main... I reach out without thinking, taking her hand.
Corazon thinks.
Yes. Because again, it's in public. I cannot stress the level of, character going, I don't really go for... I'm physical presence so that you know that we're connected. But it's not, hey, I need to physically fucking show you.
So I have to say, I relate with Corazon really strongly in that way. Every romantic relationship that I've been in, where they want to touch me in public, I've never really been comfortable with it, unless it's something very simple, like... We'll hold hands sometimes. Mm-hmm. I was just saying, but I want to put my arm around you, I want to lean up against you, I want to, heaven forbid, try to make out with you, or kiss you, or stroke you, or feel you up, or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't care how attracted I was to you. In this moment, and this is in public, screw you, none, thank you, no. Mm-hmm. That's just not how I work. I'm not public displays of affection physically. Now, socially, I certainly am. I'm like, I will say nice things. I will physically be by their side. I will proclaim that we are together. There's no secret about it, that kind of thing. But, this idea that you're just oh, no, and then I'll just touch you is just super weird to me.
And again, I'm not saying that that's wrong. It's just a preference thing. And also, at this point, I'm trying to basically play a character as best as I can, while also being baffled by a story I don't really understand. So anyway, she smiles down to where her hands are connected.
I will be fine, Corazon. He can hardly affect me now.
I mean, it sounds like he's pretty much affecting you.
I
You're
mean-
like, I'm getting a headache. That is the Nadia, I'm getting headache gesture. My hands to, my fingers and my forehead. That is you going, I'm going
That is a stress behavior.
Actually, it
He
is.
can't affect me except cause you stress, I guess. If
Except
that's...
get you a headache? How's the headache working? She clears her throat and looks at the Hierophant.
Do you know what would happen to Corazon's body if we were to free Lucio from his bondage? Okay, that's assuming the Hierophant knows the full details of the situation, but...
Which is hilarious, because the Hierophant has told us a different story than what everybody else was telling us, so who knows who's telling the truth at this point.
And or what their understandings are, but interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
If... What did I say about silence?
Okay, I really, really want her to look at the Hierophant and go, this is your realm. Since you are able to control air and sound because this is your existence, would you kindly please just close all that off so I can't hear him anymore and he can't move?
I feel like there is some level of looking at the Hierophant and going, if you please, and not saying anything else, just indicating Lucio.
Yeah.
But also a level of, huh, really? And she doesn't ask him to stop at all. She just ignores him.
Yeah, or doing that. If he doesn't affect me,
Going,
he doesn't affect me.
He can't affect me now. Please shut up. Sounds like he's affecting you.
It really does, especially for Nadia. She doesn't.
I'm
really...
just trying to soothe the apprentice. You know, he can't even affect me. Let me continue to behave.
I feel like
affected.
it's also that trope of the person who is incredibly well contained and they have very articulate, strong, powerful language, and then they break down when they finally have going. When you finally truly had enough, you won't just put up with this. You'll really get angry. You'll really just tell people to shut up. When you are actually done with them. And then so her going, shut up, is supposed to be, she's finally hit it. Because I've noticed her doing that before.
Counted to 10.
Yes. Lucio simmers down, though a wealth of emotion still dances across his face. That doesn't sound like Lucio.
A wealth. Not like one single emotion. You hurt his whole feeling.
As far as I can tell, he chased after her, he rambled at her, he does not listen to people telling him to shut up. The Hierophant steps forward, a hand pressed thoughtfully to his chin.
I imagine...
He goes like this, so his hand is pressed thoughtfully to his chin. Goes like this.
I imagine the only reason he's listening, character-wise, the best thing I can come up with...
Ow, I hit my nose.
...is because...
Sorry, I literally just smacked myself in the face.
You did.
Because you do the chin, because I was thinking it was you use your fingertips sort of at your chin as you're kind of
no,
thinking or
grip the
stroking.
whole chin.
You just grip the whole with the palm and I slapped
What I
myself.
was going to
in the
say
nose.
is, since he really wants something from you, he's probably being obedient to see if he can get it. If that makes sense. Like, no, you need to release me.
I mean, the thing is I still really do find myself baffled going the way that Lucio is described when Lucio is not around is he's really this amazing manipulator, astounding, capable,
Dangerous.
silver-tongued, whatever else.
Really
and
is able to control and hurt people.
And I'm like, you seem
Like
completely...
a whiny baby man.
Which is fine. And like I said, so Roman from Birds of Prey was incredibly terrifying, but also a complete baby man. And that's what made him horrifying, was because you're like, he will lash out and use all of his privilege, all of his ability.
But we've never seen Lucio do that except for the one magic of I stole a person's body.
Yeah, that's it.
There's nothing else that he's ever done.
I'm like, that would be fascinating,
to
actually.
show that he is powerful in any way.
Yes. Anyway, a hand pressed thoughtfully to his chin. But yeah, I do find that to be funny that also the Hierophant doesn't just go, shut up.
Yes, quiet.
I'm like, it's your realm.
You're not welcome in my house, quiet. It's hard to say. What happened to you, Valerius? Shall we interview the other two that we've unbound as well? And Valerius didn't have someone else's body, dear.
Just so you know.
But let's ask this one point of data that has a completely different set of circumstances.
When Corazon freed me, I felt like myself again for the first time in 3 years.
Oh, so what we're saying is...
With a very blushy, very
Ooh. So what we're saying is if this one point of data is accurate, and it makes people feel like themselves again, it will make Lucio feel dead and be done.
Sure.
Because that's who he is right now.
Is a dead man.
A dead man.
Yes.
Yes. 3 years.
That's not a really good description. I felt like myself again. What does yourself feel like?
I feel
so
like the wine glass is full of ghost wine.
Yeah, maybe it's water.
No, but like it's behind his thumb, but it's this shaded out red. It's not part of the wall? Oh god, that's funny. That's interesting. Oh.
Anyway, fascinating. I wonder if it was on like the same kind of transparency, so they both look like they're sharing the same space because of the transparency.
Something like that. I think that one might not have gotten turned off completely when it was supposed to be empty.
Uh-huh. Who knows? 3 years.
It reverted you to how you were before you made your first deal. Interesting.
That is a leap.
That is...
Because I was actually going to say, that is not the same thing as what Valerius actually described. Valerius just said, this is what I felt like. That doesn't mean that you are that thing.
Also, Valerius has described, before making any deals, feeling deeply out of his depth and uncomfortable and abandoned and adrift in a sea of you could be in charge but you don't want to, and you're suddenly left with no one there to support you because all of your leaders are gone. And so that would be not just before you made your deals. That would be like, oh, in the past, but you're relating it to before your first deal.
I'm sorry, I apologize for jumping on that a little late before you moved it forward, but
Yeah,
I really, that was really baffling to me, because I'm like, no, that's actually... So in debate, you realize sometimes that people are making leaps of logic that aren't actually there. If you're paying attention to what people say, you realize there's something unspoken, and you need to understand what's being unspoken, and you need to call it out. So in this case, the fact that Valerius goes, I felt like I'd returned to that, is not the same as I did return to the state that I was before, which was this.
Also,
and you need to be completely clear what that is, both physically, just in this case, I'm like, I don't like this.
All of those things.
Yes.
And also, when the Hierophant says you return to the state before you made the deals, it suggests you return to the state immediately before, which doesn't feel like yourself. That would feel adrift. So you're either putting it in the wrong time frame by relating it to before you made the deals and should just be back in the past, or you're not considering the fact that he himself described, I didn't feel like me after both of my leaders were gone.
Well, also, at the same time, I think for Valerius, there's also the question of going like, well, what did you feel like before? Let's actually be completely clear. What does that actually mean? Be specific.
The same could be true of Lucio. It would undo everything after his first deal. After, but not his first deal? Save for the march of time. Everything after. Meaning, would it undo the first deal or not? First deal stays in place, but everything after it goes away? Or it would undo everything that happened once he made the first deal?
That's fine, but I'm now confused as to why the second half of that sentence is there. Save for the march of time? That's literally never come up with anyone else ever.
Yeah, that sounds... Oh, maybe that means save, he'll still be dead.
But march of time is not the same as you've died.
It's true.
Like, died from the plague. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to be very particular about the language, because that seems really important, and that seems really alien.
That seems very specific, suddenly.
And also, I'm like, is this a thing specifically about Lucio? That now they're going, oh yeah, by the way, here's this plot detail that we've never told you about, that Lucio apparently cares about the march of time?
Maybe? Also...
I mean, everybody has said that he's kind of narcissistic, and I'm going, are you...
But they haven't said it in the game.
No, but
People outside of the game have said it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like...
So the next question I would be...
What?
One, the same could be true, so he doesn't know. And it would undo everything after his first deal, so not his first deal, but everything after that. Maybe, unless you're being weird. So what was his first deal? I would say, one, what was the first deal? But two, did he ever have the fool's body in any of his deals? And if he did, and the first deal was to acquire the fool's body, then we wouldn't get it back if it only undoes everything after the first deal.
Also, based on then the story, that means that Lucio talked the fool out of the body? At least based on then what Lucio said.
Or, if Lucio acquired the fool's body, then he died, then the fool's body goes back to it, and then Astra has to trick it out of him. And the fool is like, I never get to be myself ever.
I'm also just like...
People just constantly wear the fool. It just passes. The body just gets passed around.
I'm also just like, what about the poor fool in this particular situation?
Right?
Like, that just
If you go to the fool's realm, is it just like this awkward, difficult blankness in the same way like the tower was awkward or like the Hierophant's realm was awkward?
I don't... I don't understand. I'm also like, then the fool ceases to be?
But also, like, this doesn't answer for sure what would happen after.
No, this doesn't make any sense.
His first deal. And what was that?
She turns her attention to Lucio, demanding an answer.
That's none of your business. Besides, it didn't even work, just because I technically failed to deliver. And all I got for my trouble was beetles following me everywhere. beetles. The plague. So breaking these bonds would end the plague for good?
No, it wouldn't.
How do you make that leap at all?
Because remember, if the first deal was the thing and then you didn't deliver on the deal, that failure would still happen. The beetles would still be following him because he said everything except the first deal.
Well, he said everything after the first deal. So
No, but so that means everything else except the first deal will all break.
Like I said, unless it means all the things that happened after you made the deal.
Why didn't that apply to everyone else?
And again, so there's two ways to take the sentence.
I don't
that I understand. One of them being the first deal stays intact and everything else goes away. The second one being everything after, meaning the second you made that deal, the next millisecond after it in time, picosecond, everything is undone. So the deal isn't undone, but all the effects of it are. Everything after it.
But that means then he still has to fulfill the deal, and if he fails again, you're going to get the plague coming back, so you're going to continue in the cycle? Do you understand then basically what?
Unless it doesn't rejuvenate the deal, it just makes it so the devil gets nothing out of it. And so does Lucio. Even though it doesn't undo it, they're still bound in it, so he's still getting... So the devil can still draw power from Lucio, but doesn't get anything else from him.
No, and that's fine. I'm just really confused. This language kind of feels like it got all over the place, and they weren't exactly sure what happened.
Also, Nadia's making a really big leap here. Now, it is a question. She's not sure, but that's a big leap. So breaking these bonds would end the plague for good.
Well, you know what... Go ahead. You do one more.
Most likely. You're so non-specific, non-finite. Though it would not bring all those lives lost back. It would undo everything after the first deal, except the people that died after. I guess everything for Lucio after the first deal.
Well, he's clarifying that we wouldn't have a Jumanji situation. So if you've never seen the first Jumanji movie, they literally do actually go all the way back. Like, once they finish playing the game... Spoilers, everything actually literally goes back in time and they get to replay their lives, as it were, but the two adults, basically...
So basically, when you enter the game, time pauses until you finish it, even though it seems to move forward during the game itself. So you return to the state you were when you started the game.
Yes.
And in Jumanji, so does everything and everyone else, because you literally return to that time.
Because it was affected by...
Yeah, I say, but in this case, it's going... It would undo everything connected only to Lucio, but not any of things caused by it. Now that sounds even weirder, though, it would undo everything after the first deal. Except not everything for the whole world, and not everything for all of reality, and not everything for everyone, but for him, I guess.
Which is weird? I don't know.
There are few magics powerful enough to do that.
Well, you know what? We're gonna have to find more powerful magics in the next one?
Or at least a couple of them, anyway.
I guess. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Please feel free to give us your thoughts. Again, we ask for no spoilers.
Yes,
you'll have to forgive us. We, I've been around, I will clarify since it's been a while. I've actually been around vaguely on the outskirts of the Arcana fandom for several years ago. Actually, it's probably been, 6 years or something like that since I last had any, when I initially started playing the game, and then I actually put it down pretty quickly because I couldn't do things I wanted to do, because the game expensive. Yeah, so I know a little bit more about various different things, and I try not to let it affect how I play, but it's really interesting to kind of see where stuff comes up, and then you just go, well, that feels shoehorned or whatever, but yeah.
Feels very odd.
It does. Anyway, so my friend really knows nothing, but again, we do actually ask for spoilers, because for the most part, neither of us...
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
That one.
We do, just none.
None. I was going to say, if you have any thoughts or advice or anything like that, great, awesome...
Or if you've never played it yourself!
Please, feel free to swing in with your theories, opinions, wild headcanons, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and thank you very much for joining us. I have been Sked.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you! Bye!